Welcome back to the Crochet Karate, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. This has been designed by Catherine Ang of Red Heart Yarns, and what we're going to be doing over the next week, and depending on when you find this video of course, is that we're going to do one motif, and there's a total of 7 of them, so we're gonna do 7 days of snowflakes here on the Crochet Crowd. So we're gonna be starting off with the simpler ones and then get ourselves to the larger. The neat thing about this one is that the small motifs, the very small ones, there's 10 of those, but the rest of them, there's only 2 of each of the other sizes, so it makes it for a nice quick and easy project. So this is a very large frame. It's 28.5 inches by 42.5 inches, and I think it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna be using Caron 1 pound today. I'm gonna use a 4mm size G6 hook, and we're going to begin and we're gonna get ourselves started with our next snowflake. One more thing before I let you go and we go and do all these different motifs. On our website, if you follow the link in the more information of this video, you're gonna find all 7 together in this same article. Also I have a couple tutorials on how to harden up snowflakes, so maybe you wanna make this into a decor like for your Christmas tree. You can do that, and we have all that. So without further ado, now let's really begin. Let's move along to the large snowflake doily, and you have to make 2 of these, and this is the final one, and it's actually pretty easy to go, and you can see it's got beautiful spokes on this one here, and this will be the conclusion of the Tree of Snowflakes series. So let's begin with the slip knot on the hook, and we're going to chain a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and with the hook just go into the very beginning chain and then yarning over, pulling it through and through to form the center ring. Now as you're going around the ring, just put down the straggler around the outside of the ring so it gets stuck underneath, and let's begin round number 1. In round number 1 we're going to chain up 1, and around that center ring I want you to put in 12 single crochets. So let's count those together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if you're running out of space like I am, you just can shift it. So because it's going around the ring, you can just pull on the ring. So I did 9, 10, 11 and 12, and now we're gonna just slip stitch to the beginning one. If you're unsure, just count it back from behind the hook. So start on the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. As an experienced crocheter, I always do that just to verify, and then just slip stitch like so. If you've gone up over top of the ring, now is your chance to get rid of it so that it's out of your way forever and ever. Amen. So let's move on, and let's go on to round number 2. So round number 2 we're gonna create some spokes, and what we're going to do is we're gonna chain 5, which will count as a double crochet, and chain 2. So 1, 2, 3, there's your double crochet, and then 4 and 5 is your chain 2 space. Now in the very next stitch, what you want to do is double crochet, and then after that's done, chain 2, and then the next stitch, yeah, you got it, you just got to double crochet and then chain 2. So please do that all the way around for round number 2. So coming up all the way around, you should be able to count 12 of these double crochets that you see. So remember that counted as one of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't forget you still have to chain 2, and then just join it then to the third chain up of the chain 5 that you started with the slip stitch, and that will bring it to conclusion. So that's what it should look like at this moment. So let's move on to round number 3. So now we're gonna take what appears to be 12 points here, and we're now going to convert it to only being 6. So let's start with our very first one. So we're gonna just slip stitch to the first chain 2 space to begin, and chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, which will count as the first double crochet, and you need to double crochet 2 more times into that same space. Then chain 2, and then in that same space again I want you to put in 3 double crochet. Now in the next chain 2 space I want you to just single crochet, and then the space after that is going to be, this is called the shell. So there's gonna start off and there's gonna be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3, and then chain 2 and then 3 double crochet. So 1, 2 and 3, and then single crochet in the next chain 2 space. So just review one more time. So the next one's gonna be a shell again, so it's gonna be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, then chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. And then the next chain 2 space is just 1 single crochet. So do that all the way around. This is round number 3. So as you're coming around, you can see that there's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shells here. Don't forget you still have to single crochet in the space just before you started, and then slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 to bring that to conclusion. So this is round number 3. And that was round number 3. Let's move on to round number 4. So moving to round number 4, we have to get to this chain 2 space that you have up here. So let's just start slip stitching to get ourselves there. So just slip and slip and slip. So we're gonna start doing our shells. So to start the first one, you got to chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet, and then double crochet 2 more times. So the shell is exactly the same as what you know it, and then chain 2, and then 3 double crochet into that same chain 2 space. So we have to get ourselves all the way to the next one to do the shell over here. So to expand over there, you need to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just start immediately into that chain 2 space of the next one and do a shell. So it's 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then how do you get to the next one over here? You chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then start again. So please do that all the way around. This is round number 4. When you come all the way around on round number 4, you just chain 5 and then just join it to the top of the chain 3 like that. Okay, so that concludes that. So let's move on to round number 5. So round number 5, we have to make our way back to the top of the chain 2 at the peak of the spoke. So just slip stitch to get yourself there, and then it's gonna be another shell again. So it's just chain 3. That's your first double crochet, and then 2 more double crochet. You're gonna chain 2 as usual, and then 3 more double crochet there. Okay, so now the other spoke that is there is too far away. It's way over here. So we're gonna chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then what we're just going to do then is that we are going to then come in and single crochet into this chain 5 space. So just go right into the space, single crochet. So we're only halfway to the spoke, so we're gonna chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you're into the spoke area. So it's gonna be a shell, so it'll be 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. Okay, so we're gonna review that again one more time. So you want to get to the spoke, you got to chain 4 first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet into this chain 5 space, and then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're ready for the next spoke here. So it's 3 double crochet, followed by a chain 2 and 3 double crochet. So please do this all the way around. This is round number 5. We just got one more round to go. The round 5 is probably the trickiest one of them all, of the whole series, so we're gonna go slowly on that one when we get there. To conclude, make sure that you do chain your 4 just before you attach it to the top of the first chain 3, and then we're gonna go for the round 6, which will be the final. And this particular round that we're about to do is probably the most complex one of them all, I will say that, but we will try to take our time and see what we can get ourselves into. Okay, so you ready? I hope you've tied up your shoes. Here we go. So everything is consistent, either chain 4s or chain 6s. So that's the premise. So chain 6 only exists when it's at actually a point. Okay, so if you can remember that, you're laughing. Well, maybe. Okay, so what we're going to do is that right where we are, we're gonna immediately chain 4. So we didn't chain 1 to crochet, we're just immediately chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Noticing that we are in a double crochet. Now we're gonna head to the point next, so we're going to go into the point just like so, and we're only gonna slip stitch. So just slip it and then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and slip stitch into that same point. So that's the only time chain 6 appears. Then we're gonna chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're gonna come to the last double crochet before you leave the point. So it's gonna be a slip stitch. Then you are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and go into the space. Slip stitch. Then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the next space. And then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and then go into the first double crochet which is part of the next spoke and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're now on the peak. So the peak is gonna be a slip stitch first and then chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then just slip stitch into the same space. Okay, so let's go up into the next spoke. So we're gonna chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Come to the last double crochet before you leave this spoke and slip stitch. Chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Come to the next space and slip stitch. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the next space and slip stitch. Chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Come to the first double crochet and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and now come to the spoke the chain 2. So it's slip stitch, chain 6 and slip stitch. Now if you need to reverse the video, now's the time to do it, but it does a really nice finish. There's just a lot of slip stitching there which I've never really seen so much, but it is a snowflake and I don't do it that often. So continue around with round number 6. So I'm coming to the conclusion of round number 6 and I'm just chaining 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4 and then I'm coming to the last space and then I still have to chain 4. So 1 and 2, 3, 4 and I'm just gonna slip it to where I had started and that will conclude that. So like as always I want to fasten these ends off. Ends meaning end. I already did the first one when I started, so just turn it over and take the yarn strand and a tapestry needle. It's the best way to get rid of it. You can weave it in. I used to weave in my ends for the longest time in my life and my tails would always fall out when you're using stuff, and somebody finally showed me just go back and forth 3 times and it really does save a lot of energy and it really doesn't take long. Some people just absolutely hate sewing, so they just weave it in and hope for the best, but I don't have OCD, but tails falling out of one of my projects is kind of a big concern for me. So there we go. So let's just back out here. This is the conclusion and then just to shape it out, and this is the large snowflake doily number 2. Have a good one and we hope to see you again really soon right here on the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Bye bye.